Hello, everybody.
Hi.
Welcome to Desi Delulu's.
Welcome back, guys. We're here after how long now?
It's been since Christmas.
Oh, right.
That was our last episode.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So been a
It's been a
while.
So today is an exciting episode. We are going to be covering stories from
From Am I the Asshole?
Desi edition. So we gathered a couple stories.
Yeah. We have them
And-
ready right here for you guys. Let us know what your opinions are.
Oh my gosh, yeah. Send your reactions in.
Yeah. So let's get started.
Okay, so Tasina's going first.
Me?
Yeah.
You okay? All right. So get your snacks ready and whatnot.
You're gonna make me cut that out on your own.
What?
You're gonna make me cut that out.
Why?
You're like, that sounded so cringe.
No, wait. Don't you guys like have something to eat while? Okay, wait. Let me word that right. Don't you guys like eat?
No, wait.
While
Happy
watching?
Ramadan to everyone out there and to my chica right here.
Hey.
Yeah, I hope you guys are all having a what do you
Very
say? Like peaceful fast?
peaceful.
Fasting?
Yeah, peaceful. Not so. The weather seems pretty nice here. So, for me, I have not been feeling that hungry. Actually,
let's listen to our stomach. What does it have to say?
there is nothing in there.
Yeah. No, it's been starving.
I'm like, it's not hard at all.
The mic was right there. Y'all heard it.
So here's the story. Oh my god.
You just read it off.
Really?
Don't like summer phrase it.
Okay.
Summer phrase it?
Summarize it. What was that? Summer phrase.
It's rephrase and summarized together.
Okay, so apparently I, 26 years old, female and Indian, am of ripe marriage. Okay. I'm gonna have to begin that again.
Start it again.
So apparently I, 26 years old, female and Indian, am of ripe marriageable age, and I have been at the right age of marrying since I turned 24. I dated a few people back in college, but I haven't been single for the past 3 years or so. When my parents brought up the topic of looking for a guy to marry, I was like, why not? Might as well start the next chapter of my life. Me and my parents had a lot of discussions where I told them of my expectations from my spouse, what I was willing to adjust on, what were some hard no's, etc. But I noticed that whichever men my parents brought to my notice were hardly fitting in my criteria. They were either earning a lot more than me. How's that bad? Or had super rich parents. How's that bad? The fuck? Which I want that. Okay, can we? I'm getting distracted, but okay. Or had super rich parents, which are a hard no for me. Where in the army or police, again a hard no. More than years my senior, living very near our house, etc. When I was rejecting these people, my parents decided to just invite the dude and his parents over for tea so I could see them in person. They hoped that I would think more about the guy since we were meeting in person and not just reject him outright. But I still rejected him the next day. Oof. He cried himself to sleep early. Imagine that was his last hope and he got rejected. You should be able to reject if you don't wanna. I agree. I finally told my parents last year that I am in no hurry to get married and I'll marry only when I find a person that fits my expectations. My parents said, what if I don't fit his expectations? I said, well, tough luck. I'll keep looking for another one. My parents think I should choose the best candidate that is available now since I am young, beautiful, code word for fair. Oh, that is so true. They always want the girl to be fairer, doesn't matter what the guy looks like, even if he's like musty or like, you know, very. Oh my god. I could not think of another word. I'm
I
sorry.
know, it's okay.
Like, oh my god. I'm
No, but
like,
I agree. Like, I think a lot of
um,
people associate, still, even though it is changing, but I think that even till today, a lot of people associate being fair with beautiful, and I think it's
yeah,
very unfair.
which is so, yeah, very unfair.
Unfair.
We should
And
boycott Fair and Lovely.
I think it was, no? They
Really?
changed the name now. It's
To
not called Fair
what?
and Lovely. It's called something and Lovely. They removed the fair.
Um, Code word for fair and earning well. Otherwise, the quality of men will decrease as my age increases and my salary increases. I was firm on my stance and said I will keep rejecting people I do not like. Apparently my parents thought that if they make me feel less than welcome in their house, I will agree to get married soon. But they have failed in a lot of attempts to make me miserable and are now playing the waiting game. As in waiting for me to see all my friends getting married and having kids while I'm still staying at my parents'. To be honest, I do not really mind because I'm still firm on marrying the person I choose, and I am happy playing this game because there is a chance they will or I will find a nice man for me. And I will get married or they see my point of view and back off or get tired and give up. Well, I recently told this to my aunt, my mom's sister, about this, and she was pissed at me. She said I was making my parents miserable and manipulating them and backing them in a corner. And it made me feel bad because she usually is on my side about most things. So, am I the asshole for playing along with the waiting game? Oh.
Okay. That's a good story. Okay, so I have a lot of opinions. I personally don't think she is an asshole just because I think there's nothing wrong with like waiting for the right one to come along for you. But I would say that it's not an asshole move, but it's a little bit of
Mm-hmm.
like a there is a thing like too many high standards, you know?
Mm.
Like there is a limit. I think there is a limit to everything, right? Like, there's a limit to how much water you should drink because drinking too much water can also fuck up your body at the end
Yeah,
of the
yeah.
day. So, in my opinion, like, even your high standards, everybody should have high standards according to themselves, right? But if your standards are something that is literally stopping you from getting anybody outside
Yeah.
of that zone, then it's a problem. Then maybe you have too much. Like, lower them a little bit so
Yeah.
that at least you can find somebody that, you know, it's not possible that just because he's rich or his family is rich that he won't treat you well. Maybe there might be a genuine connection and he might turn out to be like a nice rich guy,
Mm-hmm.
which is the dream. So in my opinion, you're not an asshole, but you definitely need to lower your standards a little bit. And I know it's like not a girls thing to say, but I'm just being honest. That's my opinion.
I mean, she's just 26. I don't think you have to be married by that age.
I agree.
Um, and I feel like for me, her standards aren't as high. I feel like, she doesn't want to marry someone who's a police, for example. And, you know, people who are a policeman, they are usually in tough situations, um, in dangerous places, for example. So maybe she doesn't want someone who are in those kind of like, circumstances, and that if something happens to them, then she's also like, kind of involved in the family. So she has to kind of take care of the person and also maybe face loss. Hope not,
Mm,
but you know what I mean? So I kind of understand her thinking process
I
in a way.
agree.
Like,
I mean, just like a dangerous profession should not be.
yeah, like you
I get
might
that.
be close to losing them. Like, you don't know if they're gonna come home that day.
Mm,
So maybe she just doesn't want to go through that and save herself some heartbreak and like
Yeah.
some emotional damage and stuff, you know? So I get that part, but like, why don't you want to get with someone rich?
Yeah.
What's wrong with having a
No,
lot
I
of
feel like
money?
there becomes like a power dynamic, right? Like that's
Yeah,
the
but
issue in
like,
most settings like that, where like the guy's rich, but the good thing in this case is that
mm-hmm.
she's also earning well for herself.
Yeah,
So I feel like for in that case, then you have the power dynamic where it's like, oh, she's earning a lot more, or like why does she need to earn when we already have money? That happens
that
sometimes. There's
happens.
very and it's like
Mhm.
India, come on, like
Yeah.
I wouldn't put it past a rich family. Like I know some people
Mm-hmm.
who like even in like small cities, I know some people who are rich, but they don't want their spouse, especially their
Working.
female spouse,
Mm-hmm.
working,
Yeah, that's
because their
that's
their logic is, oh, we
understandable.
already have money, so why do we need to work?
Oh
Why
yeah,
do you need
no.
to work?
I feel like that entirely depends on someone's character. Like if
Exactly.
they're brought up in that mindset, you know, like if I mean, like you said, if you have money, why need why feel the need?
Yeah, if I feel the
Why
need.
feel the need to work?
Mm-hmm.
I think choosing to work or even not choosing to work, that's completely on the person. That's a personal decision. And for this case, I feel like if the rich person happens to understand where she's coming from, and allows her, you know, or like doesn't really care about whether she's working or not, I think that would be okay. But I think just to eliminate every rich person, or like just because they're born into some rich family and you think that all rich people are the same, I don't think that's a good thinking,
I mean, obviously
because that's
generalizing
like
people.
generalizing. Yeah, yeah, exactly. Like that's not their fault that they're born in that family, you know?
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think she should be a little open to that. And honestly, having like a wealthy family, I mean, money kind of helps you solve problems
I
in many
know.
ways.
Money is a big
So,
factor for a lot of
yeah, and
marriages.
she's working for what? For money.
Yeah.
So, if
I
you
mean,
have a bit more free
she could
money,
be working for her own pleasure too,
oh
because.
yeah, I mean, but at the end, if you okay, for example, yeah, you want to work on for your own pleasure, but you don't get anything to put food on your table, would you do that?
Yeah.
You would?
No, I was agreeing.
Oh, like
I
wait,
was
what?
agreeing with it. I was agreeing with it. I was like,
Yeah, so
yeah.
that's what I mean. Like you are working because you like what your profession, but at the same time you're working because you need the money. You're earning something. You're getting something out of this profession
Yeah.
besides pleasure, obviously. But yeah.
I would definitely be working to earn money.
Oh yeah, for me,
Yeah.
same.
I don't think I find any pleasure working.
Yeah, no, I feel like I would be like working for money, obviously, but if my boss or like if my work partner
Hmm.
or whatsoever is a bit shitty of a person,
Yeah.
like I feel like I cannot be put myself in that kind of environment, knowing that that's gonna like affect my mental health,
Hmm.
and that's not something I would look forward to anyway.
Hmm.
So yeah, like I would just, even if the place, like even if the business is a bit, you know, like startup or not that, how do you say, big,
Hmm.
but the environment, the people there are very nice, very caring, very, you know, like welcoming,
Yeah.
I would be more than happy to go to work every day. Like
Yeah.
I feel like I yeah, that's the only difference for me.
Yeah. And I think for this girl, what it sounds like is that the other person just needs to be a lot more supportive of her choice, or like of her choices, because
Hmm.
she seems like an independent woman, and like more power to her for that, because I think it's a good time for every woman, not just in subcontinent countries, but just everywhere, to find
Yeah.
more independence, to be more independent,
Yeah.
and to just find your own career, your own having your own money. It's so empowering,
Hmm.
honestly. So I
Yeah.
think you're doing good for yourself, and if you want to wait it out, go ahead. You're not
Mm-hmm.
the asshole. But again, I think
But
lawyer standards a little bit. I feel
yeah,
like
a little bit.
you could do so well with somebody who actually considers your feelings and is also good looking and rich.
Yeah, I feel like men are not that bad.
Yeah. Mhm.
You know how like like some of the Daisy parents, because I kind of want to like also talk about the parents in this
Yeah.
matter,
Oh,
how
we
they
forgot to
play a
mention the
big,
parents.
yeah, like how they play a big role in like their children's decision, uh, children's decision making. In this case, they're kind of playing like the blame, like putting the blame on the daughter entirely. Saying, "Oh, you're who do you think you are?" Like kind of giving that vibe, like, "Oh, do you think you're all that the guy would pick you?" This is not like, and I'm like,
I
you can't really say that to your own daughter. That hurts.
Okay, can I say this? Because like
Yeah.
I don't think they're coming from that side of it. They're trying to put it in her head a little bit.
Mhm.
I don't think they're saying, "Oh, you're not all that." They're saying,
Mhm.
"What if the other person also thinks the same about you?" Because she was
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
"Oh, they're not all that. They're not they're not reaching my expectations."
Yeah.
So they're just merely like generally saying that what if you don't match their standards?
Mhm.
How would you feel? Because like then it's just gonna be a game of, oh, I can't marry her, I can't marry him, I can't marry
Mhm.
her, I can't marry him.
But
So I think they're not putting it in her head that
mhm.
like, oh, you're nothing. I think it's more like of a
Yeah.
general saying. They're trying to make her understand like the
Mhm.
other perspective.
But there is an undertone of like, oh, you're also not good enough. So who are you to say anything?
I don't
You know?
personally think so because
Mhm.
I don't know. I think I grew up in a similar environment, not where
Mhm.
my parents were like, "Oh, what if you're not all that?" But like, it's more
Mhm.
like put yourself in the other person's shoe type of
Yeah.
where like I always whenever something bad happens, so if I am on the other end of it, then obviously I'm feeling the pain. But then if in the future I see another person also dealing with the same situation, I put myself back in their position and I'm like, wait, listen, what if I was in this position? How would I react?
Mhm.
So that's
Yeah.
why it just gives me like a double perspective to think about. And I think that's what the parents were trying to do rather than like even like
Gotcha.
because I don't think her parents, like from what I hear, I
Mhm.
don't think they're type of parents who would like tell her she's not it. Because I mean,
Oh no, there are.
they are?
There are. There are.
There are. No, I'm saying they.
Oh,
I don't think
they
they are like that
in
because their
this.
daughter is, they're telling her
Mhm.
that she's beautiful and she's earning well for herself. But
Mhm.
yeah, of course they have that undertone of like, what if you grow up and then there are no potential matches?
Yeah.
That's still like, okay, you know what? It's okay. She's still 26,
Mhm.
She has time.
And also in the, I mean, to us, like, I feel like in this generation, we kind of are okay about the age, but
Mm,
from the parents' point of view, in their generation, getting
yeah.
married off early was the trend, was like
Yeah.
the
It was the goal.
situation. Yeah,
It's
that
like,
was
oh,
the
the earlier the
aim.
better.
Yeah, exactly. So that's why I feel like they still have that, um, that's like the ideal, you know,
Yeah. I agree.
situation for them.
Hmm.
So they also kind of want that for their own daughter.
That makes
So
a
I
lot of
kind of
sense.
understand like why there's like the clash between
Hmm.
the two. Mm.
I don't think her parents are assholes either, by the way.
Oh yeah, no,
I
I
don't think
think
so. They're
they're
just
just
being
looking out for
parents.
her.
I think I relate to it because like just like Indian parents,
Hmm.
they be like that sometimes.
Yeah.
So okay, so the title of this story is "Am I the asshole for being disrespectful to entitled Desi auntie?" Spicy. Okay. Ages really don't matter here, but I'm 23 female and aunties are in their mid 50s. So recently I visited a few family members for Eid. My aunt invited us over as her daughters in laws were coming over to visit them for the first time after the engagement. I'm currently in Pakistan on holiday and restrictions are lifted here. This was a gathering of about 100 people as both sides of the family were meeting for the first time. Most of the food was ordered from a restaurant while my aunt did fry up a few things at home. To give you a better idea, this is what was served: chow mein noodles, pulao rice, seekh kebab, both lamb and chop, lamb and chicken, tandoori chicken, nuggets, wings, pizza, chicken bread, and samosas for the main course. Assorted biscuits, donuts, and cake with tea. Then fruits and pudding for dessert. Plus, there were soft drinks and juice as well. I was really shocked as we only see so much food in weddings back in the UK. Everything went well, cousins in laws were lovely people, but the real drama started when they left. My aunt's Sil, sister in law.
Sis. Yeah.
My aunt's sister in law basically went ballistic on her because my aunt didn't serve the guests ice cream.
Wait,
What?
what? My aunt's sister went ballistic on her
Sister
because
in law went ballistic on her because she didn't serve ice cream.
okay.
She was screaming that her nieces in laws will laugh at them for not being proper hosts and that my aunt didn't give them proper respect. I screamed. After all that, my poor aunt told her sister in law that she already spent 100,000 PKR on the food. That was more than enough respect, and that if she was so worried, she would have told her beforehand instead of making a scene later.
Hmm.
Now I couldn't hear any more of this and called out EDA. Oh, called out entitled Desi Auntie.
Yeah.
I love that.
You're being an idiot.
EDA. If you may, by telling her the food was more than enough, and the in-laws seemed perfectly pleased. EDA was just needlessly coming for my aunt and ruining the atmosphere. EDA blew up on me, calling me disrespectful, how unfortunate my mother in law was to have me as a daughter in law, and how my parents haven't taught me to keep quiet when elders talk. Added that added that kids like me were disrespectful, uncultured, and stupid. All I replied was, yes, because people like you raised in Pakistan are oh so respectful.
Why is she? Why is she shitting on the entire country now?
I don't know. Before my cousins pulled me away as EDA was about to blow up like Desi pressure cooker after the fourth dal whistle. I love the way she writes the story. Goodness.
Oh my
Now
god, I
she's
love
talking
that.
shit about me, saying I'm disrespectful and uncultured. My mom is angry at me that I should have kept quiet, and all the elders agree while EDA was out of line. I should have kept quiet and not butted in to their argument. Younger cousins are on my side and want to ban EDA from future family events. So, am I the asshole for being disrespectful to EDA?
So wait, idiot was supposed to serve ice cream.
No, EDA is the one who yelled at the aunt for not serving ice cream.
Oh my god, EDA, you're doing too much.
EDA?
You're doing too much. Come on. I feel like this
EDA!
is kind of connected to some childhood trauma when she didn't get ice cream.
Stop.
I don't know. Like, why? Maybe her parents forgot to buy her ice cream. And she's like, I can't really relive that. I can't have that happening to me twice.
Oh my god. Wait, what if? Honestly?
And now she's all going ballistic on this person.
Oh my god. Poor aunt.
Why
Honestly?
else would she react that
Oh
way?
my
No
god.
normal people, no normal person reacts that way for an ice cream.
I know.
Like,
Is it like a thing? I mean, I'm just curious. Is it like a thing in Pakistan to offer ice cream no matter what? So I wouldn't imagine like it's like a ritual or
yeah,
something.
and didn't they mention that they had donuts? Isn't that kind of like dessert already?
Yeah, there was fruit. Wait, no, I remember. Wait, I just want to one more time go over the list of foods that were mentioned in this story. I mean, my mouth was watering as it is,
Mm.
but there was chow mein noodles, pulao rice, seekh kebab, tandoori chicken, nuggets, pizza, chicken bread, and samosas, along with biscuits, donuts, and cake
See?
with tea, and then fruits and pudding for dessert, and then soft drinks and juice as well.
They had a feast.
Really?
They had a
EDA.
feast. They
You
had a
really wanted
feast.
ice cream after all of that?
You know what? I feel like the only reason why she even came was for the ice
Ice
cream.
cream. She was probably just looking forward to that ice cream.
Yeah.
And she took it out on everybody.
Damn.
especially
Yeah,
on the end.
here, don't you have like? Can't you buy your own ice cream? Take
Honestly,
that temper on
exactly.
eating ice cream.
I
Yeah,
know.
like I'm sure even ice cream will melt like that, like
Oh,
really fast.
damn. Okay. No, but definitely not the asshole. I am a firm believer in putting people down back on the ground as soon
In
as they
their
start
place.
flying too high, you know?
Yeah.
And I think EDA was out of her limits by saying whatever she did. It
Mm-hmm.
was very out of line. I mean,
Yeah.
after all of that food, do you really need ice cream? I just think if the ice cream was not part of like a family tradition or a ritual,
Yeah.
then you just the aunt was out of line.
Yeah,
Definitely.
I think so too. I
Not
feel
aunts,
like
the EDA.
wait, have you had any similar experience?
Oh my god. Wait. Well, it's never been that intense. I'm
Mm-hmm.
not gonna lie. Like, ma, no, I genuinely don't think I had a moment with my grandmother once. So
Okay.
entitled grandma, Desi grandma,
EDA grandma.
no EDG,
EDG. Oh right,
EDG.
EDG.
So the scenario was something like this. I was
Mm-hmm.
16 years old, and I was visiting family after a very long time because I'd shifted when I was 14
Mm-hmm.
from there back to Japan.
Yeah.
Me, my mom, and my grandparents. And at that time, I was just kind of experimenting with a lot of
Mm-hmm.
clothing. Like it wasn't too crazy. I was just like kind of trying out newer stuff.
Yeah.
I just lost weight at the time. I didn't really do anything wrong because I always knew my limits and I know how to dress in India because people do stare at you. They always have shit to say. So even if you're showing a little bit skin, they're going to come for you. But at that time,
Mm-hmm.
particularly, it was winters, and I had put my stockings on, and then I was wearing shorts.
Mm-hmm.
So I had full black stockings on,
Yeah.
shorts, and then my sweater was a cold shoulder. So
Yeah.
there were like holes cut out
Uh-huh.
on the shoulder part, but I had also worn an inner
Okay.
inside,
Yeah.
and then put the cold shoulder on.
Yeah.
And then me, my mom, and my grandfather just like ended up going somewhere
Mm-hmm.
straight after I got dressed. And on that street, there were just men lined up on their like on their bikes, and they're
Yeah.
just sitting there. They were probably chatting with each other.
Uh-huh.
But the moment I got out of the car, they all started staring.
The convo ended.
Yeah, no chitter chatter then, like just like gawking at me.
Uh,
And at that time, nothing really happened.
that's jail. You were 16.
Yeah. I mean, nothing happened.
I know,
I
but
mean, people stare anyway,
even
but it's just
then,
kind of like,
that
why are
feels
you staring at a
uncomfortable.
minor?
Yeah, exactly.
You're like grown ass men, and they were grown ass men. Like, you could tell they
Like
were above 30.
uncles, you
Yeah, yeah,
know?
yeah.
Yeah.
And so, anyways, we came back home, and my grandfather just, I don't know, he kind of blasted on me. He was like, "What kind of clothes were you wearing?" Everybody was
At
staring.
that time,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
like after.
Yeah, after we got home.
Okay.
And he literally just mentioned it. And I was so angry.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, a lot of thoughts were going on in my head at the time. But the first was like, why are you telling me if they were
Yeah.
staring at me? Did I do anything wrong? No.
Yeah.
I didn't give them a reason to stare at me. And the thing is, he was insinuating that I did give them a reason to stare at me because I was wearing shorts.
Mm.
I have stockings on.
Yeah, you weren't showing any skin.
I wasn't showing any skin. And even if I was, God forsake, if I was showing skin,
Mm-hmm.
how is it my fault? I'm a 16-year-old child.
Yeah. I feel like the men who are adult in this situation should be more responsible.
I don't want another third person coming to me and being like, they were staring at you. So, can I
Tell
stop their
them,
eyes?
tell them to stop staring.
Exactly. Why don't you tell them?
Yeah.
Why should I change? So then my grandma pops into the conversation and she's like, "Yeah, I was going to say these clothes are not good for you. Like they don't look good on you." And I was just like, "Come on. Now, like not you."
They're like teaming up
And my
against
mom,
a child,
yeah, and
mind you.
obviously like my mom was pretty sure I could handle this on my own, so she just walked past me and in her room. That's how the conversation went, and I kind of again like I think in that moment, I think my mom should like my mom eventually came by because she was like, okay, you
Mm-hmm.
know what, you gotta stop talking now because this is getting disrespectful to your grandparents. But my entire argument was like, why won't you tell them to stop staring? Why would you tell me to change my clothes when I'm not even wearing anything that's revealing,
Mm-hmm.
you know? And yeah, it just got me really annoyed, and I got really frustrated with my grandmother that day. And I was just like, I don't want to talk to you anymore because I don't think we think alike.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think you'll ever grow out of that life that you've already led. Because I think that there are some people who grow with the times. And my grandparents, low key, are stuck in the time that they lived. And
Mm-hmm.
that's okay. I don't want to force them to get out of their time. I don't want to force anybody to, get out of their comfort zone. But don't put others in a restless position just because you feel like you're right, you know?
Mm-hmm. I feel like also you like because they may feel like, oh, that's my granddaughter, I
Hmm.
can talk to her,
Hmm.
she's my family, and those are some strange men,
Mm-mm.
they're not like they're strangers, you can't really talk to each one of the people there, like sat there.
Yeah.
So maybe that's why they're like, oh, I can talk to her, but the way they worded things maybe could have been a bit better, a bit
Yeah.
nicer, so that you could actually think for yourself instead of them being like, don't wear them anymore. Like you can also decide for yourself if you actually think you should continue wearing them, or like how you feel about wearing them.
Yeah. No, it's also because when I was living back home, I was very aware of these situations. But then once I came back to Japan, a lot of my ideas and my ideologies in general, like a lot of things that were part of my culture or my life back in India
Hmm.
just changed all of a sudden because pop culture had taken over Japan so quickly during 2014, 2015 that
Yeah.
I was just like very much like going with the speed.
Yeah.
My ideas were changing about my body and my perspective and like how I should dress. And when I went back to India, I was like, oh, you guys are still stuck there,
Yeah,
you
it kind
know?
of feels like that
Because I
actually.
feel like it's not their fault.
Hmm.
It's just like the influence of the culture
Hmm.
has always impacted my life in some way or the other way because I come from three different cultures,
Hmm.
you know?
Technically, yeah.
Technically, we come from three. I think even in your case, we'd say you're
Yeah.
a third culture kid. So, it's just, it gets really confusing. Like the lines get very blurry. Like sometimes in your head, oh, I'm being so open minded. But the other times it's just like, wait, am I conservative? Like,
Which is not bad,
it's
I
not a
would
bad
say.
thing,
Like, as
but
long as you're not pushing your beliefs and opinions and thoughts onto someone else.
exactly. I think, if you believe in something, keep it to yourself. Follow it religiously. But don't force it on other people.
Yeah.
Just because I'm vegetarian, I'm not going to tell Tassina to stop eating meat.
Yeah, and I won't.
Yeah.
Can I make her Muslim now?
No.
No. I'm fasting. Can I make her fast?
Hey,
No.
I am trying to support you in that though. I didn't eat.
I'm not saying you're not supportive.
No, no, no. I'm trying to do that with you though. I'm
All
trying to
right.
fast because I'm only eating one meal, and that's what you do.
Yeah.
You
For
know.
me, like some other people, they choose to have like a lot of food, a lot of, a whole feast.
Mm-hmm.
For me, I prefer to keep a little minimal now, like one
Mm-hmm.
meal a day, because I feel like eating a ton of food right after you're not like right after fasting
Mm-hmm.
can be a lot for the body.
Yeah.
So just personally, yeah, I prefer that, like one meal after fasting.
Mm-hmm.
Even in a regular day, I would eat one meal, I feel.
Really.
Yeah, I have done that recently.
Hmm. I
I'm
think she
just
should eat more
trying.
meals.
I'm
When
just
you faint, I'll be there to pick
experimenting.
you up.
I feel like I always do this though. Like I always try to push my not my body, I would say, but like I want to see how much can I take, like my limit. Um which is maybe not a good idea. Like once, oh my god, I don't know if I should say this, okay? But like once I kind of wanted to experiment, and so for 3 days I just drank water,
I didn't
and
know about this one. I really
this
didn't.
was in high school.
Oh, okay.
I was like,
No, I did a lot of things like that during high school.
yeah,
Because
like
I had a
you just want to
very
explore.
yeah. I had a very like rigorous crush on this man, and he
Yeah,
was skinny as hell. So I was like, I want to get
for a
skinny.
man,
Yeah, no,
you
I've
know,
learned it
food
the hard way. Do
relationship and
not lose
whatnot,
weight because
because
of
a man told you
man
to.
or
Like,
because of anybody in that case, not just a man. But like
yeah,
even for a friend or anything in that matter.
yeah,
If you're losing weight for somebody, then it's not for the right reasons. So don't do that.
do for
Yeah,
yourself.
because it comes back faster than it went away.
Yeah, to make you feel good, you know, to bring happiness into your life.
Yeah,
Just
and that's what I want for all you Desi Dululus out there. You know, I
Desi
want
or not, you
Desi or
know.
not, Delulu for sure.
Exactly.
No, but we love you guys, and I hope you really enjoyed this episode. We enjoyed it a lot.
Oh yeah, we did. I feel like this was kind of refreshing for me.
It was really nice. I loved the conversations we had today,
Yeah.
and it felt a lot more systematic and a lot more laid out properly, usually compared to our other episodes.
Well, we're still new to this
That's
world, you
true.
know.
We're going slowly, one day
One
at
day
a
at a
time.
time.
Thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope you like this episode. If you have any "Am I the Asshole" stories, Daisy
Yeah,
editions,
put them
send it
in the
our way.
comment section.
No, I'll make a
Or
Google form.
I think putting in the comment section will be so much easier though.
Okay.
You know? Because they're like already
Go
on
according to
the
Miss Hawk, I guess.
Miss Hawk.
Hawk. Miss
But yeah, not
Hawk.
this Miss Gandhi.
We love you, and we hope you come back soon, and we come back sooner.
Oh yeah, I hope so. There's gonna be a new episode every. Oh yeah, let's
No,
let's not do
No
that.
promises, but we love you, and we'll see you next time.
How many times are gonna say that?
Give that a flying kiss.
I'm not used to doing this.
Do it.
I don't know why.
One more time. Properly.